In 1903, the Wright brothers made the first successful powered flight in Kitty Hawk, North Carolina. This event marked the beginning of aviation and would eventually lead to the development of military aviation. Join us as we take a journey through military aviation history from its humble beginnings to the present day. We'll explore some of the most iconic aircraft and events that have shaped military aviation and discuss how this field has evolved over time. From its early days as a novelty to the modern high-tech warfare machines we know today, it's important to understand the roots of military aviation and how it has evolved over time. We'll also look at the impact of aviation on warfare and how it has changed the way conflicts are fought. So sit back, relax, and get ready to learn about military aviation history. The United States military has a rich and varied history that dates back to the country's founding. However, the history of military aviation is relatively recent, dating back only to the early 20th century. One of the earliest examples of military aviation was during World War I, when aircraft first became tools for reconnaissance and communication. At this time, the U.S. military was not equipped to deal with this new form of warfare, and it was until after the war that the U.S. began to invest in aviation. In 1926, the U.S. Army Air Corps was established, which laid the foundation for modern air power in the United States. During the 1930s, the U.S. military began to take aviation more seriously and started investing in new technologies and training programs. This included the development of new aircraft, the creation of pilot training programs, and the establishment of air bases around the country. This growth in aviation would culminate in the rapid expansion of the American aviation industry during World War II. During this time, thousands of aircraft were mass-produced, including the B-17 Flying Fortress, the P-51 Mustang, and various C-Series transport planes. The contributions of these aircraft to the Allied victory were immense. During World War II, there was also progress made in diversity and equality in the U.S. military, with the emergence of the Tuskegee Airmen. These men were the first African-American military aviators, and their service and accomplishments were a major step forward for civil rights. At the end of World War II, the U.S. military recognized the importance of maintaining a strong air force, and in 1947, the U.S. Air Force was officially established. After World War II, military aviation continued to grow and evolve rapidly during the Cold War period. The U.S. military developed new technologies and strategies to counter the growing threat of the Soviet Union. One of the most significant developments during this time was the birth of jet-powered aircraft. These planes were much faster and more powerful than the piston-driven planes of World War II, and they quickly became the backbone of the U.S. military's air power. Some of the most iconic planes of the Cold War era were developed during this time, including the B-52 bomber and the SR-71 Blackbird. These planes were not only technologically advanced, but they also pushed the boundaries of what was possible in terms of speed and altitude. Another important aspect of military aviation during the Cold War was the use of nuclear weapons. The development of the atomic bomb at the end of World War II led to a new era of warfare, and military aviation played a key role in the new nuclear deterrence strategies. The B-29 Superfortress was one of the first planes to be used for nuclear strikes, and it played a significant role in the Cold War standoff. During this time, military aviation was also closely tied to space exploration. Many of the rockets and spacecraft that were developed for space exploration were based on the same technology used in military aircraft engines. In fact, many astronauts were first military test pilots who had extensive experience flying jet aircraft. Despite the growth and advancements in military aviation during the Cold War, there were also concerns about the environmental impact of jet fuel and other pollutants. As a result, the U.S. military began to invest in new technologies that were more environmentally friendly, such as solar-powered aircraft. By the end of the Cold War, military aviation had come a long way from its humble beginnings. In World War I, the U.S. military had developed a wide range of advanced aircraft and had established a strong foundation for the future of air power. With the end of the Cold War, military aviation entered a new era. New challenges and threats emerged, and the U.S. military had to adapt and evolve once again. One of the most significant changes in military aviation during this time was the development of stealth technology. Stealth aircraft were designed to be highly secretive and difficult to detect on radar, making them ideal for missions that required a high degree of stealth. The F-117 Nighthawk was the first operational stealth aircraft, and it was used extensively during the Gulf War. Since then, stealth technology has become an increasingly important part of military aviation. Another significant development in modern military aviation is the use of drones and other unmanned aerial vehicles, UAVs. Drones have been used in a variety of combat operations, including surveillance, reconnaissance, and even combat missions. They have the advantage of being able to fly for extended periods of time without the need for a pilot, which allows for greater surveillance and reconnaissance capabilities. Today, the U.S. military has a wide range of advanced fighter aircraft, such as the F-22 Raptor and the F-35 Lightning II. These planes are equipped with the latest technology and are capable of carrying out a variety of missions, including air superiority, ground attack, and intelligence gathering. Looking ahead, the future of military aviation is likely to be shaped by the continued development of new technologies such as artificial intelligence, autonomous systems, and directed energy weapons. As these technologies mature, they will likely be integrated into new aircraft and systems that will revolutionize the way warfare is conducted. In addition to the development of new aircraft and technologies, military aviation also plays an important role in the U.S. military's global defense strategy. With the end of the Cold War, the U.S. military has been involved in a number of conflicts around the world, including the wars in Afghanistan and Iraq. Military aviation has played a key role in these conflicts, providing air support and conducting airstrikes against enemy forces. Despite the importance of military aviation in modern warfare, there are also concerns about the cost and sustainability of military spending. As the U.S. military continues to invest in new technologies and aircraft, it will need to balance the need for a strong national defense with the need for fiscal responsibility. Overall, the history of military aviation in the United States is a story of innovation, progress, and adaptation. From the early days of World War I to the present day, military aviation has played a key role in the U.S. military's ability to defend the nation and its interests around the world. As technology continues to advance, we can expect to see new developments in military aviation that will shape the future of air power. Military aviation has had a profound impact on society and culture. In addition to its role in warfare, military aviation has also had a significant impact on our culture. Many people are fascinated by planes and the technology that drives them, and this interest has been reflected in popular culture, from movies to TV shows to video games. Military aviation museums, such as the Smithsonian Air and Space Museum and the National Museum of the U.S. Air Force, also play an important role in preserving the history of military aviation and educating the public about its importance. If you're interested in learning more about military aviation, there are a number of resources available. You can visit aviation museums, attend air shows, or read books and articles about the history of military aviation. As we reflect on the history of military aviation, we can appreciate the incredible advancements that have been made in this field and the impact that it has had on our world. From the Wright brothers' first flight to the development of stealth technology and drones, military aviation has come a long way. As technology continues to advance, we can expect to see new developments in this field that will shape the future of air power and defense.